Did you know the purpose of team coaching is to build a sustainable team that does not require the coach's presence to maintain forward momentum? Yet sometimes teams find themselves stuck by a roadblock and need guidance to move forward again. That is where team facilitation works in tandem with team coaching to drive success. During a recent team meeting, I facilitated a topic on feedback after sharing 4 tips on giving and receiving feedback. One of the team leaders proposed a very practical question for applying the tips during a busy day. Listen to the audio on the question and my suggested response as I wove facilitation and coaching together. Oh, by the way, the graphic below shows the 4 tips.
Sometimes, though, you don't have time to do all that when you're giving feedback. You know what I mean? I'm going to just speak here first, direct people, because sometimes I don't feel like I have time to
Yeah.
and there's a time and a place. Like if I'm going to sit
Yes.
down and have about a specific thing, then that's one thing. But if I'm answering a question or if I'm addressing something right now and I've got the phone ringing and I've got a patient coming or the doctor wants me in his office and I don't have time to have the whole deal, right? And so it's how do you then still be able to give that feedback without it coming off like you're not doing all those things that you just said? Do you know what I mean? I know the doctor. Like I know that the doctors, like if you're walking into the doctor's office and you are going to ask for feedback, or you're going to say, "Oh, how did I have done better in the room with this?" They're going to be like, "What are you doing in here? Get out!"
Exactly.
Like you're not going to get that. So, like, how did the people that are not going to, or how do you resign yourself to not being able to have that kind of a conversation all the time, whether you're the recipient or the giver? Did I say that right? The recipient or the giver? Like, how do you resign yourself to being okay with it not always being like that?
That's a good question. So let's say that you have to come and have a conversation with me, Christine. That's a good question. And I'm not prepared to receive it. And so I might just say, could we schedule this at a later date during lunch or at the end of the day? So I have to be also willing as a receiver to say, because I'm in between patients or whatever it might be. I'm not prepared to have this conversation. I really want to have it. Can we schedule it at another time? So that's from the receiver standpoint. From the giver standpoint, you might just say, let's I want to have a discussion with you about the scheduling template. When would that be convenient for you? So here's what you're doing is you're prepping someone by asking the permission to have that meeting and when, not just doing it right on the spot, because our emotions overtake. And you're right. You're busy doing all these other things. So you have to step back and just say, I'm not prepared to do this right now, but I do want to hear what you have to say when I can receive it more openly and I'm not between patients. Does that help?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And it's okay we oftentimes are afraid when we're the recipient, we often think, oh, I shouldn't, what if I tell her no? That's going to really look bad. And so you, as a recipient, I'm going to say, you know what, right away, let Christine, I really am planning for my next patient and what I need to do. I want to hear what you have to say. I wouldn't receive it very well right now. Can we schedule it at the end of the day?